When the mind imagines its lack of power, it is saddened by it. Ethics, page 98. I said, when the mind imagines its own lack of power, it is saddened by it. Who said that? Who knows? In Luke Fowler's 2012 film, All Divided Selves, R.D. Laing reminds us that schizophrenia does not only mean a split mind, but also a broken heart. In ancient Greek, the word phreno means mind, but also diaphragm. In Homer, it's extended to parts around the heart, breast, hence heart as a seat of passions, mind, seat of thoughts, wits, senses. The separation and split of mind and heart, of rational and irrational, of the emotional and the cognitive, of our desire and reality. What's a broken heart but a disappointed soul? A spirit unbelieved, a psyche too sad to come out and play. What's a schizophrenic but someone lost in the pain between who they could be and who life makes them? Laing advances that we relive the moment of our conception and birth endlessly. Funnily enough, I was born from the slippage of a diaphragm, from a heart's mistake. It was pain that made me lose it. A mixture of complete alienation, as a kid without a place to feel her roots, the dismemberment of a family, and destructive chemical habits. Having chosen Scotland as my first English-speaking territory, and English as a linguistic geography away from family history, I killed my mother tongue at 18 years old. My mother tongue, that's French, though we are all of us Italian, with a bit of Russian. Adopted French culture linked to Tunisia and the colonies for my mother, and France, and escaping Italy's violence and corruption for my father. Europe, in the second part of the 20th century, in one tense union. A class war denied, yet so present. A sex war becoming career ambition. An attempt to drown ideologies regarded as naive after the fall of the Berlin Wall. In work, money, materialism, and commercialism. The godless generation. They wanted everything still, until they had to slow down. Meanwhile, we were desperate. The end of history, children were left to pick up the pieces of ideological trauma and let them play out in the global neoliberal market, cutting through our own flesh. As our ears and eyes filled with always more meaningless advertisement, as the working class disappeared from the stages, pages, and fashion studios, as elegance departed, displaced by hurt hunger, gold chains, and bloody stilettos, we dressed like boys always more. Baggy formlessness, tight jeans and hoodies, worn-out ducks and black-lined eyes. Our last dream was a non-corporate global world, and it had died with Carlo Giuliani's assassination in Genoa in 2001, just a few months before 9/11. We were graduating from school, fed by Naomi Klein and Arundhati Roy, hopeless, about to embark on a succession of meaningless jobs, strong friendships, and a lot of music. Our citizens' rights reviled, continued to be reviled, following conditions of work impossible to pressure against exploitation. War happened against people's will, Lies and credit fueled the fire. Employers became monster octopi, every day more globally connected and absent. The bodies of our bosses as unattainable as the ones of police wearing thickening Robocop gear at protests. Managing European discontent became so easy. We weren't needed for anything anymore, apart for maybe some customer service. We had nothing to withhold from the machine, no stick to jam the gearing. It was working perfectly without us. And it still is, in a sense. Except entire countries of dispossessed cannot just be shuffled or scared along to the next protest. Eventually, the machine needs the consumer mass, the ideas, the desire for it. And it's lost that to a great extent. The brief, though it lasted half my life, revamping of the capitalist dream by the addition to the table of the ex-Soviet bloc, ex-dictatorships, developing countries is no more. So what now? Now, when the mind imagines its own lack of power, it is saddened by it. Spinoza, 1677.